Resolution on Ezekiel Elliott's 6-game suspension, which was initially imposed back in August. A 3-judge panel said he must serve the suspension, guaranteeing he'll be out at least for the next 4 games through November. The court will hear the union's appeal on December 1st, and we'll go from there. But this leaves a huge void in the Dallas offense. Elliott has taken 78% of the Cowboys' rushing attempts, the second highest share for any player this season, behind only Le'Veon Bell. Last season, Zeke got 64% of the Cowboys' carries. For the fantasy impact, here's Matthew Berry and Field Yates.
Thank you, David, and certainly a lot of questions surrounding Ezekiel Elliott. Matthew, if you had to roster another Cowboys running back, if you currently roster Zeke, who would it be?
In an ideal world, all 3, Alfred Morris, Darren McFadden, Rod Smith. That's probably not feasible, but the fact of the matter is the Cowboys don't even know who it's going to be. All 3 running backs are going to get an opportunity to establish the hot hand, and that's who they're going to go with. And I expect someone to do it against the Falcons team that's given up 107 running back rushing yards over the last 4 games per game. If I have to pick one, probably Alfred Morris. He's been running with the 1. Seems like he's going to get the first crack at this. But obviously, PPR scoring, you've got McFadden. He's going to be involved in pass catching. And Rod Smith is super interesting. Very talented young player who just hasn't gotten an opportunity. He gets it on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm certainly most interested in Alfred Morris myself as well. And for those who are wondering, can you drop Zeke Elliott from your roster? My answer would be only if you absolutely have to, because I think there's a lot of value for him. If you're primed to make a deep postseason run, he could return and be the player that carries you to championships.
And now back to reality. Teddy Bruschi here to break down the fallout for Dallas with Zeke's absence. All right, so you heard the running backs, that maybe a backfield by committee here. How do you think the Cowboys are going to adjust their offense, or are they without Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah, that's just the thing. You see Zeke's getting a high percentage of the carries. Now it's just going to be broken up. You can't make drastic changes just because you lose a running back. This isn't like you lose a quarterback and one of them is maybe mobile and one of them is maybe a pocket passer. It's a lot different. Running backs, there's the hole, you hit it, and as a linebacker or a defensive player, you really evaluate where you think they'll hit the hole, where you think how tough of a tackle they are, those type of things. But running game scheme, they will keep consistent, and they will be very similar runs to what they've been running all year.
All right. The offensive line's still there, although Tyron Smith is banged up. Not sure he's going to play. If you take a look at the defense, they got to play the Falcons this week. Opposing teams have basically had the blueprint. We're going to stack the box and make Dak Prescott beat us. Do you think that will change now that Ezekiel Elliott's not back there?
Well, maybe, maybe not. And I say this because if they're running the same runs and Ezekiel Elliott's not there, you know, maybe I don't see a need if I'm Atlanta defensively to stack the box, because this is a special player. Ezekiel Elliott is a special player, and there's a big difference between first down run of 8 yards, and then there's a 2nd and 2, and then a first down run of 3 to 4 yards, and it's 2nd and 6, and 2nd and 7. So there's a different offensive philosophy that comes with that, and a different defensive philosophy. So if Dallas ends up in more 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7 situations, that's when Dak, he's going to have to be relied upon more from the pocket, working Beasley in the slot, because if those other 2 receivers aren't there due to injury. So Dak definitely will be called upon more, in my opinion, because I think they will have 2nd and long, 3rd and long, much more to deal with, because the lack of quality, the lack of special player that Elliott is at the running back position.
You know, the knock on Dak Prescott has been, well, he's always had Ezekiel Elliott. How can he succeed? Well, now we're going to find out exactly how good of a quarterback he is, because he doesn't have that playmaker in the backfield anymore. Teddy Bruschi giving us the story on the NFL. And then there's the college game, and a huge one down in Miami.